All right, y'all. Welcome back to Tennessee Tuesdays.
Episode number 23.
23. Tres. It's kind of like your name.
Kind of.
Tres. Anyways, so we just got back from camping in the Smokies. Absolutely gorgeous right now.
Beautiful fall colors.
It's
everywhere.
fall, y'all, everywhere. It's just an overdose of colors. It's so pretty.
Tons of pretty colors.
It's actually, we're getting a storm tonight, I think, that'll probably clear off a lot of these trees.
So it's pretty windy out today, so we're probably losing a lot of leaves.
And we're going to have no more colored trees. They're just going to be bare sticks.
Matt will have a lot of work this week ahead of him to clean the leaves out of the yard.
I've talked about it before. Like, the leaf thing is such, like, not a controversy, but then again, everything in this world is a controversy. If you pick them up or not. Like, people say you leave them so that way there's, like, new growth underneath. It's like mulching, you know. But I think they get moldy and gross and slippery, especially if it snows or ice is over.
And right now, all the leaves in the yard, I can't see my dog.
You cannot see Bryn anywhere. Like, she just disappears.
She's so little, like, and she's brown, so she blends into all the leaves.
She just blends right in.
So he kind of needs to get rid of some of them where she, like, plays and goes to the bathroom so I can see her when I let her out.
So, like I said, we just got back from camping in the Smokies at Elkmont, and I found a couple, this popped up somehow. There were some myths of the Smoky Mountains. So I thought we'd dive into these myths and see, I don't know, maybe some of these are true, maybe not. Like, don't have much history background there, so we'll have to do a little bit more in-depth exploring. But
so if anyone knows if they're true, send us a message, let us know.
So the first one is there's a gold mine that's lost. I feel like if that was the case, like if it was there, like a lot of people would be all over this thing.
I feel like that's fake.
Right? But
because the Smokies are a very well hiked area, so I'm assuming by now someone would have came across it, unless it's covered in like trees and shrub and other stuff.
It very well could be, though.
It could.
We might need to make a video and go try to find this thing.
Does it give you a location?
Yeah, it gives you a location. So if you've ever wondered if there was gold found in the Smoky Mountains, you may believe the story of Perry Schultz and the lost Smoky Mountains gold mine. Somewhere in the upper Greenbrier Cove near Webb Creek during the time of the Civil War, Schultz discovered a shallow streak of pure gold on the ground. In 1867, Schultz got a corporate charter from the Tennessee government to mine in this area. What's interesting about this charter is it was licensed for mining silver, lead, copper, and zinc. In 1967, a man named Walt Rice purchased Schultz's home and found a clay pot in the garden filled with gold and silver coins valued at over $37,000. This caused treasure hunters to look for the mine, but to this day, a gold mine in Greenbrier has never been discovered.
Interesting.
Should we go to Greenbrier?
I don't even know where it's at, but we can try.
See if we can find a gold mine?
It's probably a pretty far hike.
I wonder what $37,000 in gold and silver coins is valued at now with today's inflation nation.
Who knows? It'd be interesting, though, to see if you could find it.
Maybe we can find it. Maybe we'll get lucky. So the second one, Greenbrier Restaurant. The Greenbrier Restaurant is home to one of the most famous ghost stories in the Smoky Mountains. Shortly after opening in 1939, a woman named Lydia, who was living at the Greenbrier Lodge, was dressed and ready to marry her fiancé. Funny part about this is we are shooting a wedding this Friday at Greenbrier Estates.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
So there's some spookiness going on right now, especially around Halloween, and we're shooting a wedding there, and this is a bride that was ready to marry her fiancé.
Maybe I won't show up to this wedding.
Apparently, he left her at the altar.
Well, that happens all the time, I feel like.
Does it?
I mean, there's got to be stories of people getting left at the altar.
I don't know if I
You probably just
that.
don't hear about them. Because who wants to say, hey, I was left at the altar?
Pretty embarrassing.
Exactly. That's why no one speaks of it.
A devastated Lydia ran back to the lodge and hung herself in her wedding dress from the rafters.
So, are we going to be at the Greenbrier restaurant or the Estates?
We'll be at the lodge and the estates where she hung herself.
Oh, that's kind of creepy. So she hung herself where? So we can go see where she hung herself?
It says, just from the rafters back in the lodge, days after she hung herself, the fiancé was found mauled to death by what is assumed was a large cat. Legend has it Lydia came back as a large cat to get revenge and kill her fiancé. Why are you laughing? This is not funny. We are shooting a wedding here.
I don't think this person came back a few days later as a cat.
So if we're driving to this place and you see a cat run across the road...
Then I'll hit the cat and it'll be dead and then I'll move on with life.
That's Lydia. She's going to come back and...
What, as another animal and kill me?
I'm glad you think this is funny.
I don't know.
Very serious.
It may be serious, but I don't think
I'm moving on to the next one. I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I just don't want to jinx ourselves. The smoky look in the Smoky Mountains is from a fog machine.
No.
There are people that believe this.
Where, they would have to have massive fog machines all over the Smoky
They're very,
Mountains.
very big fog machines.
Where are these fog machines located at?
They're hidden. You can't see them.
People are just crazy.
They're with the Greenbrier Cove mine.
Yeah, makes sense.
With a cat guarding it somewhere.
Okay, I believe there could be a gold mine still out there, but the restaurant one and the lady hanging herself, that may be true, but her coming back as a cat and eating her husband, I doubt it. Or her husband.
Why are we still going back to
she
this?
would have left her there.
We need to leave that alone for right now, okay?
Okay, we'll move on.
A rumor many people have heard about in the Smoky Mountains is smoke from the mountains is created from a fog machine. The fogginess comes from the vegetation in the mountains. In addition to oxygen, plants exhale volatile organic compounds, and a high concentration of these volatile organic compounds can cause fog. The Smokies are home to millions of trees, bushes, and other plants that release these compounds, creating the smoky look. So, for those that think there's a big fog machine,
you're just crazy.
Just beyond the fog machine is the edge of the earth where you will fall off because the earth is flat.
Exactly.
And then the other fun one. So the first two I think are pretty serious. I know you were laughing. You think it's a laughing matter. These last two.
I only laughed at the second one. I did not laugh at the first one.
These last two are a little bit ridiculous. The fog machine and bears in the Smoky Mountain are let out.
What, they just let him out of the zoo?
I don't know.
Or they cage him somewhere in the
I don't know.
Smokies
I've
and
never
open the
seen
door?
I don't know. You may have heard somewhere that the national park lets out black bears every day.
Because they have nothing better to do except for go lock up all these bears at night and then let them out every morning.
Well, I mean, we've been lied to all of our childhood that bears go into a cave and hibernate for wintertime and sleep for months on end.
Well, I feel like this would be a lie. Because I don't see anyone. But, hey, bears, we're going to meet up at wherever, and we're going to put you in for the night.
Maybe they're smart.
We're going to let you back out at the next morning.
People assume the bears are released because all of the bear sightings are near people. You kind of have to have a person to see a bear to have a bear sighting.
Exactly.
Does a bear poop in the woods? If a tree falls in the forest, is there any noise? You have to have a person there to sight the bear for it to be a sighting.
The Smoky Mountains is so big, so they would have to have multiple, locations where they would lock up bears at night.
Well, funny you say that because...
And then let them back out.
These Smokies are home to over 1,500 black bears.
Exactly. So they're not going to just randomly find 1,500 bears in one location and put them away.
Maybe they will. They can become used to being around people, making them less scared to go near areas with large concentrations of people. As always, if you see a black bear on vacation, consider yourself lucky because it has happened by chance. They are not letting the bear out to see you.
Well, I've seen a black bear in the Smokies.
You also heard something outside of our tent.
I did, and I almost woke Matt up to go out and look.
You didn't need to wake me up because I woke up too when I heard you get up.
But then he told me in the morning that he wasn't going to go out there because he was afraid he would get eaten by something.
I didn't say I was afraid to get eaten.
Yep.
I said sleep was more important, and I'm going back to bed. Like, if a bear
He
tries to come
wasn't
in,
worried about us getting mauled by a bear.
you're not going to get mauled
He's
by
like,
a
I'm just
black
going to
bear.
go back to bed. No worries.
The bear had to go back to its area so they could cage it for the night and then release it the next day.
Okay,
so it's
but
probably
that
lost.
was like at like 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock
When
in
do
the
you
morning.
think they gather these bears?
They're not gathering them at 2 o'clock in the morning to
If
put
I was
them
to
away.
gather a bear, I would gather it at 1 o'clock.
So the bear gets like a few hours of sleep and then you let it back out at like, what, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning?
When people start getting up, yeah, I would.
Wouldn't you put them away when people go to sleep?
No, because there's cats running across that are trying to get revenge on their ex-fiancés. So you have to have one animal at a time.
The bear could have ate the cat, and then the cat would have been done with anyways.
Can you imagine that controversy? If the bear ate the cat was trying to eat the fiancé. Yeah, we're getting too deep into this.
I'm sure something already ate this cat years ago.
We will update y'all if we come back. If we're here next Tuesday.
That's a possibility.
Babs thinks it's funny. So, but anyways, that is it for this week. Tennessee Tuesdays on everything. TennesseeTuesdays.com. All the social channels. Give us like, share, follow. Let us know if there's something we need to cover or talk about. Myths like this. If we need to answer questions, we will get down and deep and find answers.
Have a wonderful Tuesday evening, guys.
That's it from East Tennessee. Hope to see you next time.